This from Idan Ronen. He's a diplomatic analyst and he joins us. You're very welcome. Thanks for coming on. Syria accuses Israel of launching these strikes, although Israel hasn't commented on this so far. What's your take on what happened?
Well, first off, let us not forget that the details are too sketchy. We're too in an early phase to tell exactly what happened. Yet it doesn't come by any surprise. Normally the Arabs they used to claim all sorts of accusations against Israel. Not all of them turned to be necessarily true. And let me remind, obviously, bring in some context that the whole crisis is all a matter of weaponry depots which are stored within Syria. Israel has only one interest, and that is to take care of its own. Israel doesn't matter whether how things are doing outside of its borders, unless it is affecting its own security. And as of an evidence, let me just remind you and all the rest of the viewers here that Israel takes care personally to Syrian refugees and gives them 5-star medical condition in its Nahariya and Tiberias and Safed hospitals. Israel takes care of refugees. Israel doesn't take as a matter of policy of hurting civilians who are unarmed. So it is quite irresponsible of the other parties involved to position civilian sites, military installations.
I was going to ask you, Idan, though, that the UN previously has criticised Israel for carrying out strikes that it has admitted to. I mean, it is against international law, isn't it?
Well, it is more against international law to threaten the country 24/7 by its annihilation. That is precisely what all our neighbors around not only declared, but even brag about this out loud. Hassan Nasrallah has even bragged, "I'm only quite happy that Israel exists so we could not hunt down all Jews across the planet here." And let alone his own Friday sermons, where all the time he brags in front of his own audience how he will annihilate Israel and how he will liberate Jerusalem and so forth, and how he will occupy the Galilee, and even he has his supposed most sophisticated weapon, that is his the tunnel attacks, which we averted. So I think it is quite contradictory to the international law to threaten with mass genocide a country, a neighbouring country.
Certainly, I mean, people understand those threats, but ultimately when you drop bombs on another country, people do say that is against international law. How would you see this situation resolving itself then, diplomatically, if at all possible?
Very simple. Very simple. Israel is already evading escalation in any ways possible by launching its airstrike from Lebanese soil. And why do I highlight this point? Because Israel doesn't wish to have some clashes and tensions with Russia. Israel respects the agreement between Israel and Russia about it's not targeting Russian personnel. I mean, if only Israel were launching its airstrike from Syrian airspace, there would be most likely Russian casualties. But because Israel regards with extra care the agreement with Russia, so Israel now launches its airstrike from Lebanese air soil, away and distantly. And how to best avoid this? How to best avoid the escalation? How could it be any more simple than that? Do not send any shipment of any weaponry whatsoever to all elements who try to annihilate us, Iran or Hezbollah, and then cry out, why do we have to defend ourselves by averting this sort of shipments, by trying to basically to exterminate those who wish to exterminate us? How could it be any more simple than that?
Idan, look, we've run out of time there. Good to talk to you. Good to get your opinion on these developments. That was Idan Ronen, diplomatic analyst. Thank you.
Sure.